All right, hello everybody. Time now is 8:53, and as you tune in, make sure everything is working. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Audio is showing up on here. All right, so I've got the Facebook chat pulled up, and we got some folks watching on the KVUE app as well. We wanted to take some time ahead of our 10 o'clock newscast and go over the forecast for tomorrow now that our strong cold front is pushing through. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Looks like Vilma's in Round Rock, Roland watching around Lockhart, Charles is in Bee Cave. Temperatures are dropping, a very strong north wind is moving in, and we will wake up for the vast majority of central Texas tomorrow at or below freezing. And we have a chance for some wintry precipitation tomorrow. With that being said, mainly light wintry precipitation, but we could have, at least in a few instances, some slick spots on some elevated roadways, some bridges, some overpasses, some flyovers. So just something that we want to make sure everybody is up to speed on. Okay, let's start here with a live view from our Kalahari cam in Round Rock. We were watching that during our 5 o'clock show. Those flags were basically still. Now the front has moved through. Breezy north wind is whipping the flags around. 81 was the afternoon high today for Camp Mabry. So from that 81 degrees, we will drop nearly 50 degrees down to about 32 by tomorrow morning in Austin. Just a crazy change in temperatures coming in. Lily's watching from Bastrop. Yeah, Gloria in Georgetown, all sorts of folks tuning in. Hopefully y'all are hunkered down indoors tonight and staying warm as the cold stuff moves in. So look at our wind speeds. Austin gusting to 30 miles per hour now. Bastrop, where again officials and crews are out there trying to keep the fire contained. This north wind is not helping, gusting to 26 there. Burnett, looks like that is our highest wind gust, gusting to 38 miles per hour. And 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts will remain a possibility through tonight and into tomorrow morning. So by tomorrow morning, wind chills will be in the teens and 20s as air temperatures drop down to freezing and below. So it's 59 right now in Austin, but very quickly dropping. Already down to 44 in Mason. Llano right now is at 46. Look at Burnett, just dropped live right there down to 46 degrees. Meanwhile, the warmest spots like LaGrange and Lockhart and San Marcos, where the front has been most recent to move through, are still in the 60s, but all of us are very quickly dropping. So our cold front has completely cleared through central Texas now. Look at Amarillo, down to 21 degrees. Really cold stuff moving in across North Texas and the Panhandle. Dallas down to around 39 degrees. I want to show you the radar, though, because right out ahead of that front, some storms have developed. One of those was severe earlier, about 20 minutes ago, down to our south. We did have a few storms over far southeastern Fayette County earlier this afternoon. They were on the strong side, had some small hail there, but no severe warnings. Now our storm threat even for Fayette County has ended as that colder air moves in, and we wait for an upper level system that could bring us some more precipitation tomorrow. And with the cold air in place, that means some of that precipitation could fall as a wintry mix. So we have a winter weather advisory that goes into effect at 3 a.m. tonight and goes through 6 a.m. Friday morning. This includes the Austin area, basically all of the KVUE area if you watch KVUE on TV. So a wintry mix is possible, but we're thinking that this will be kind of scattered, spotty in nature, and where you do see the precipitation, it should be very light. So just to be clear, we're not expecting this to be anything like what we saw last February. Nothing even close to that. However, there could be some minor sleet or snow accumulations on a few grassy surfaces. Again, in a few spots, not everywhere, but a few spots could see that. And there could be some light icing on the elevated roadways, the bridges, the overpasses, and you know we got a lot of flyovers here around the Austin area. And although the accumulations won't be heavy, it doesn't take but just a little bit of ice to make things slick on those elevated surfaces. So again, not like February. Don't want anybody to freak out too much over this, but we just want to make sure you're prepared. If you are going to be traveling out and about tomorrow, just be careful, especially on those elevated surfaces. Okay, let's hop into our temperature map before we get into the precipitation part of this forecast. 32 degrees by tomorrow morning in Austin. So again, we go from 81 down to 32. Crazy. We have mid and upper 20s across the hill country. Just about all of central Texas, save maybe our southeasternmost areas, are down at freezing or below by tomorrow morning. And with clouds and precipitation and that strong north wind, we're going to stay in the 30s all day long tomorrow. Here's 4 o'clock. Austin late in the afternoon may sneak up to around 38 degrees for the high, so above freezing. That should bode well for hopefully preventing anything too crazy on the roads tomorrow. Again, we're mainly watching bridges, overpasses for maybe some light icing. And even across the hill country, it looks like by late day temperatures should at least briefly get above freezing, but the coldest spots there may struggle to get above freezing through the early afternoon hours. So we're watching especially those coldest spots in the hill country. And then a hard freeze by Friday morning. So any precipitation is going to come to an end by late Thursday evening. And then we have a hard freeze Friday where Austin goes down to 26. Upper teens are possible for Mason and Llano. And this is air temperature. Wind chill could be even down below that. So with a hard freeze Friday morning, we'll get another one Saturday morning. Want to make sure everybody remembers the 4 Ps, your plants, people, pets, and pipes. Maybe a good idea to drip the faucet for the overnights. Again, Friday morning, Saturday morning, the hard freezes, drip the faucets indoors. Maybe open up those kitchen cabinets, let some of that warmer air circulate. Just want to make sure everybody is aware of that. Okay, with that being said, let's hop into our high-res model and talk about the chance for a wintry mix tomorrow. Here is 7 a.m. Thursday, so early tomorrow morning. Some precipitation may be developing, perhaps some snowflakes or a wintry mix with some sleet or some freezing rain also developing, especially across the hill country. In the green there, you could also have just a chilly rain falling in a few spots if surface temperatures are still above freezing southeast of Austin. And again, we think this will be pretty spotty in nature, so some people may go through the day tomorrow and not really see much, if any, precipitation. But any precipitation that is out there will gradually spread eastward as we head late morning into the early afternoon. So here's 1:30 showing a wintry mix, perhaps along the I-35 corridor and especially west out into the hill country. And that could continue as we go into late afternoon before it tails off by Thursday evening. So here's 5:30 showing maybe a steadier band of precipitation just south and southeast of Austin. And then that comes to an end and we wake up to mainly dry weather by Friday morning. Maybe a few snow flurries, it looks like, down to our south. But I think here in central Texas by Friday morning, we should be primarily dry. So again, just to recap everything, we have a winter weather advisory that's in effect for the entire KVUE area. Could there be some light icing on bridges and overpasses, the flyovers? Could there be a few slick spots like that? There could be. We're not expecting widespread significant icing. If you're a snow lover, this is not going to be the event for you. I think, honestly, I mean, we could have some snowflakes, but I think it's probably going to be more so sleet and freezing rain as far as favored precipitation types. But you could have maybe a little bit of sleet or some light snow accumulations on the grass in a few spots. Now, outside of this, especially given what's going on in Bastrop, we're watching the wind speeds very carefully. Already, we have a 38-mile-per-hour gust in Burnett, and I think we'll have pretty widespread 30 to 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts as we go into tomorrow morning. So here is 8 a.m. The numbers will kind of decrease as we get further into the day on Thursday, but even Thursday night into Friday morning, I think there's enough of a breeze that the wind chill factor is going to be concerned. So this is a look at the wind chill forecast for tomorrow morning. Feels like 25 in Austin, feels like 17 in Fredericksburg. Llano and Mason feeling like 21 degrees. Honestly, some areas may feel like the 20s all day long tomorrow. And then Friday morning, air temperatures in the 20s. Wind chills could be well into the teens, down to about 15 in Mason by Friday morning. Okay, here's our 7-day forecast. I'll take this full for everybody to get a good look at it. And we will we'll look around the comments here in a second. If anybody who is watching on our Facebook stream, if you have any questions about the forecast, chime in. If not, I'll run through things one more time. And then, of course, look, we've got everything updated on the KVUE app, on KVUE.com, all sorts of articles there, everything you could want to read about if you prefer to read through the forecast, tons of details there. And then at 10 o'clock, Brian Mays, Quita, and myself will have you covered everything to do with the forecast and the latest with the fire going on out in Bastrop. So 32 tomorrow morning, highs staying in the 30s all day long. A chance for a wintry mix. We're not expecting anything super major, not like what we had last February, but there could be some light icing in a few spots on the elevated bridges, overpasses, flyovers. We'll watch for that. Maybe a little bit of sleet or some light snow accumulations on the grass, especially in the hill country. And then a hard freeze Friday morning. We go down to 26 in Austin. Friday's going to stay in the 40s. It's going to be a sunny day, so that'll be nicer, but it's still going to be really cold. And then 27 Saturday morning. Finally, out of the 40s Saturday afternoon. Sunday morning, I think, will be our first morning not with a freeze. Sunday night into Monday, we could have a little upper level system move through that could give us a chance for rain. Our rain chance is actually looking a bit higher now for Monday, so we'll watch that. Tuesday around 62, then it looks like we get another front to move through, and that will cool us down back to the 50s as we head into Wednesday. Britt Baker, thank you. I appreciate that. Will this start tomorrow morning? Yes. Don't know exactly where you live, but the chance for some wintry precipitation will begin starting tomorrow morning. Okay, let's go through this one more time. I know on the Facebook stream and on the app and everything, people kind of come and go. So if you missed the explanation the first go around, we'll go through one more time. Looks like we don't have any super urgent questions right now in the chat. There we go, a brisk north wind from our Kalahari cam. This is in Round Rock. This is one of the first spots where we were able to see that cold front roll through and that wind shift from the calmer wind today to that strong north wind. We hit 81 today in Austin. Just incredible. You know, if you're out for a jog this afternoon and you had no idea what the weather forecast was, you know, it's 80 degrees with a decent amount of sunshine, you would never know that, you know, fast forward 12 hours, temperature is going to be dropping down to around freezing. But that is exactly what is happening. It's windy tonight, 30-mile-per-hour gust right now in Austin. Again, Bastrop, where the firefighters there continue to try and keep the fire out there. The Rolling Pines fire contained, gusting to 26 miles per hour right now. That's certainly not going to help the efforts tonight. Georgetown's gusting to 30, Burnett's gusting to 32 miles per hour right now. And colder air is quickly taking hold. 59 is the current temperature in Austin. Mason's at 44, so 40s quickly moving in across the hill country. And here over the next hour or two, I think all of us are going to be in the 40s, and then it's 20s and 30s by tomorrow morning. So the front is completely cleared. Central Texas, really cold stuff across the panhandle. Amarillo's down at 20. They're going to drop down to the teens by tomorrow morning. We had a few storms around Fayette County earlier today. So if you live around Schulenburg, Emmonsville, some of those areas, there were some storms earlier. They were even strong with some reports of hail, but no severe warnings. Now we're watching some storms moving into the Houston area, but no more stormy weather for us here in Central Texas. But an upper level system moving in from the west, that's going to give us a chance for some more precipitation tomorrow. And with the cold air already moving in tonight, there could be some wintry precipitation tomorrow, which is why the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for basically the entire KVUE area. It goes into effect at 3 a.m. tonight through 6 a.m. Friday morning. So everyone's asking about the timing as early as tomorrow morning, especially across the hill country. There could be some wintry mix out there. This is not going to be like February, okay? It's not going to be anything like that. We're not expecting this to be a huge deal. However, there could be some minor sleet or snow accumulations on the grass. That, you know, that's not a huge issue. Light icing on elevated roadways is the main thing that has my concern. And again, I don't think that's going to be a super widespread issue tomorrow, but we have a lot of flyovers around the Austin area, lots of bridges, lots of overpasses, and it doesn't take a ton of ice buildup on that for things to get pretty slippery in a short amount of time. So that's the main thing we'll be watching through the day tomorrow. So for any sort of icing or wintry accumulations, temperature's got to be cold tomorrow. We wake up at freezing in Austin, down in the 20s in the hill country. Let's just kind of inch through this. We'll take it through late morning, 9, 9:30, 10, 11. Here's noon. Austin and points east at that point could kind of inch just above freezing. So that would help if there's any sort of icing or anything going on, sleet pelts, that would help keep roads in better shape. Meanwhile, though, the coldest spots in the hill country, even at lunchtime, could be below freezing. So we're watching for some slick travel out there if you get any precipitation to move through. Here's 4 o'clock. Temperatures mid and upper 30s, again above freezing at least briefly, and then a hard freeze moving in for Friday morning. Austin in the city down to 26. We'll have upper teens for the coldest spots across the hill country. So hard freeze on Friday. Remember the 4 Ps. Not a bad idea to drip the pipes, drip your indoor faucets for Friday morning and for Saturday morning. Saturday morning is going to be down in the 20s too. You can also open up the cabinets under the sink, let some of that warmer air circulate around there. That could help too. Okay, let's talk about our precipitation forecast. Here's tomorrow morning. And as we go through this, the radar's not going to look exactly like this. These are just simulations. But this is an idea of how things could play out. I think this has a decent idea, but it's going to be scattered stuff tomorrow. So some areas might not see a whole lot of anything. Others could see maybe even a few snowflakes flying by tomorrow morning. Outside of a few snowflakes, I think sleet and freezing rain, a wintry mix of that taking hold, or just a chilly rain, which you see in the green. And any sort of wintry precipitation that's out there will gradually spread eastward through late morning into the early afternoon. So here's 1:30, could have a wintry mix at that point for portions of the Austin metro. Again, you know, the bands and the showers, they're not going to set up exactly where this model is showing it, but an idea of how things could play out. And then things will come to an end from north to south through late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. This model is showing perhaps a steadier band of some mixed precipitation or just some chilly rain setting up south and southeast of Austin late in the day, so we'll watch that potential. And then by Friday morning, I think we're back to dry weather, maybe a snow flurry or two out there, especially south of Austin, but I think we'll be mainly dry. The winds, obviously an important aspect of this forecast. Now that we have the fire going on out in Bastrop, it's going to be very breezy out in Bastrop and all across central Texas through tonight. By tomorrow morning, 30, 35 mile per hour wind gusts are possible. It's going to be breezy all day, but I think the numbers will come down as we get into the later afternoon hours, but still some 20, 25 mile per hour gusts. And even into Friday morning, there's enough of a breeze out there that the wind chill is going to be pretty brutal. So here's Thursday morning's wind chill forecast. Feels like 25 tomorrow morning in Austin. Fredericksburg feels like 17. Wind chills, even here in Austin, it will be a struggle for it to feel that much warmer than freezing, even though air temperatures will warm up above it. And then Friday morning, a hard freeze for the air temperature, wind chills low 20s and the teens. Okay, so one last check of the 7-day, and then we will let you go. And in about 50 minutes, we will do a full update on the forecast on KVUE News at 10. We would really appreciate if you guys could tune in and join us. All right, let's take this full. There you go. So there's the 7-day. I'm going to look through the comments, make sure there's no more questions. Brady says, let me ask this. Even if the temps are above freezing, let's say it's 37, can the bridges still be slick and icy? If the air temperature tomorrow gets above freezing, I think that's going to make it very hard for there to be any slick spots on the roads. One important factor here is it was 81 this afternoon. So if this was a situation where we'd been below freezing for several days and the roads were already cold, then you start to change your answer to that. But for the most part, you know, as far as getting freezing rain and icing, if we get the air temperature just a degree or two above freezing, then that's going to prevent any sort of major issues. Now, so you could have some sleet and stuff, and if that was heavy enough, the temperature could be above freezing and there could be some slick spots, but I think it's going to be mainly light stuff tomorrow. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's see. Julie says, is the wintry mix primarily in the hill country? How's North Austin looking? Honestly, I think all of central Texas could see a wintry mix tomorrow. Now, the hill country has the highest likelihood of seeing a few slick spots, and that goes back to the question that we just answered, because the temperature is going to be coldest there. But yeah, in North Austin, completely fair game to see a light wintry mix, at times through tomorrow. Not expecting, widespread accumulations, but there could be a few slick spots in North Austin tomorrow on the bridges and overpasses, and maybe a few little grassy areas with some light snow or sleet accumulations. Let's see. Just another minute or two longer. Hopefully. Jennifer says she's cooking mashed potatoes. Oh no, she says she hates mashed potatoes. I'm like, all right, if we're cooking mashed potatoes, your weatherman needs to know. Will there be better driving conditions by Friday morning? Okay, so look at Friday morning's temperature down to 26. So if there's any lingering moisture on the roadways that makes it through Thursday, still Friday morning I think would be kind of the last opportunity for a few icy spots, and then when temperatures warm above freezing into Friday afternoon with sunshine, that should get rid of any lingering moisture out there. So at the absolute latest, I think Friday morning, but with this stuff being pretty light, again, I don't think we're talking huge issues to begin with through the day on Thursday, but for any areas that did see some icing, especially across the hill country, and if there's some lingering stuff on the roads, it could last into Friday morning. Okay, Saturday morning, another hard freeze down to 27, 53 Saturday afternoon, so a bit warmer. Sunday pushing 60, which is going to feel fantastic after the 30s all day tomorrow. And then Monday we'll watch for another system that could bring us some rain, and we could get another cool down by the middle of next week. Raquel, does this affect the Round Rock area too? Yeah, okay, so I'll show the winter weather advisory one more time. Yeah, all of Central Texas has the potential for a light wintry mix tomorrow. We're not expecting this to be anything super widespread as far as accumulations or significant icing, but all of these purple shaded counties could have a light wintry mix tomorrow. Not a huge deal, but minor sleet and snow accumulation on grassy areas in some spots, not everywhere, but some areas could see that. And some areas could have light icing on elevated roads. You know, we got a lot of flyovers and overpasses and stuff here around the Austin metro, and I'm not saying that all of them are going to be icy, but there could be some slick spots on a few of those. So that is what we were watching for. All right. All right. I'm going to get off of here, and we'll have another update, a full update on the forecast and the latest what's going on out in Bastrop coming up on our news at 10 o'clock. Until then, everything is updated on the KVUE app, KVUE.com. Whoa, they just moved my camera. Got everything updated there, so if you prefer to read through the forecast details, everything's up to speed there. And again, we'll have a newscast coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. And tomorrow, Chris Nunley will have you covered for our Daybreak show. And then I'll come in after that, and we'll do any sort of cut-ins or digital updates as needed through the day tomorrow. All right, have a good night, everybody. Y'all stay safe tomorrow, and I will see you guys at 10 o'clock.